So today, we're diving into one of the most intense and honestly fascinating philosophical memoirs ever written, Yukio Mishima's Sun and Steel. We're going to explore the story of a man who tried to literally forge his mind and his body into a single perfect weapon. Right out of the gate, Mishima hits us with this incredible line. I mean, it just immediately sets the stage for this profound conflict. A conflict not just with the world, but with reality itself. What does it even mean to be an enemy of the sun? Well, for Mishima, that's what defined his entire early life. You see, before he was known for his radical politics and his incredible physique, Yukio Mishima was, first and foremost, a man of words. He was a celebrated novelist, living a life almost entirely inside his own head. Just try to picture it, right? A life lived at night, totally surrounded by books and ideas. He was an absolute master of language, but he felt completely cut off from the physical world, from the light of day. He was a creature of the shadows, a creature of thought, and thought alone. And he's just so blunt about it here. This wasn't just a simple preference for him. It was a deep, deep sense of alienation. The sun, which represents life, vitality, the tangible world, that was something he actively rejected. His reality was what he calls the dark abyss of the mind, a place of pure thought, completely disconnected from any physical experience. And the irony is that his greatest gift, language, it became a source of torment for him. He started to feel like words were just flimsy, abstract things. He even described his own incredible novels as prostituted nocturnal thoughts. Ideas that were taken from the dark and sold in the light, but without any real substance. And this created a massive crisis for him, a feeling that his entire existence was just incomplete. And of course, a crisis like that, well, it led to a dramatic, life-altering decision. This is the moment where the man of words begins his quest to become a man of action. This really is the central question of the whole book, isn't it? Why trade the pen for the dumbbell? For Mishima, this was not about vanity, not at all. It was a desperate search for a kind of truth that words just couldn't give him anymore. And his internal conflict is laid bare right here. On one side, you've got words, they're abstract, they're fleeting, they're easily manipulated, a product of the night. But on the other side, you've got the body. It's concrete, it's tangible, it's a truth that exists undeniably in the sunlight. He felt this urgent, burning need to bridge that gap, to find something real. So get this, in 1955, at the absolute peak of his literary fame, he walks into a gym. And that one simple act marks the beginning of his whole transformation, this deliberate, painful journey to reconnect with the physical world he had shunned for so long. Now, this wasn't just exercise. For Mishima, bodybuilding became a philosophy. It was a whole new way of understanding existence itself. And this is a really crucial point. Muscles became a new language for him. Think about it. You can lie with words, you can create illusions with art, but you cannot fake a well-built physique. It is a direct, honest expression of effort and existence. For him, it was a suit of armor against the emptiness of pure intellect. I absolutely love this quote. The clanging of weights in a gym is loud, but the principle behind it, the actual growth of muscle, is silent. It's this quiet, undeniable truth. It's a reality that doesn't need to argue or explain itself, which is the total opposite of the endless chatter of words. So he saw this physical discipline as an ethical act. It was an antidote to what he called the sentimentalism and the weakness that he felt was just inherent in a life of words. Building the body was building character, forging a self that was strong, silent, and real. So all of this, it's all building toward his ultimate goal, to finally heal that ancient rift between the artist and the warrior, between the pen and the sword. This was the final problem he had to solve for himself. How could the passive observer, the artist, also be the active participant, the man of action? I mean, are they doomed to be separate forever, or can they actually be unified in a single person? His logic followed this chillingly clear path. First, step 1, acknowledge the conflict exists. Step 2, build the physical vessel, the body, strong enough to contain both art and action. And finally, step 3, he arrives at this tragic conclusion that the only place where art and action can truly become one is in a beautiful, heroic death. The final act becomes the final work of art.
And here, he just states it plainly. For him, the fleeting world of action and the eternal world of art could, and he believed must, merge into a single reality. His life's work really became a mission to prove this very point.
So, this brings us to the philosophy of the title itself, the synthesis of his entire quest. At the end of the day, this book isn't some workout manual. It's a confession. It's a deeply personal and poetic document about trying to mend that fundamental split that I think a lot of us feel, that gap between what we think and what we do, between our inner and our outer worlds. So, what it all boils down to is the meaning of the title itself. The sun is reality, it's the body, it's the world outside of our heads. The steel is the tool, the discipline we use to shape ourselves to meet that world. The goal was to unite them, and the result was a philosophy where the body becomes a sculpture and a meaningful death becomes the final, perfect poem. This final quote just captures the beautiful and frankly terrifying nature of his ambition. He didn't see this quest as morbid. No, he saw it as the most tragic and therefore the most noble longing a person could ever have, to fully embrace life, the sun, by simultaneously embracing a meaningful end. And so, Sun and Steel leaves us with this powerful, unanswered question. Mishima believed he found the answer, for himself at least, but his life and his work force us to ask ourselves, is it truly possible to perfectly unite the life of the mind with the life of the body? Or are they destined to remain in a beautiful, tragic conflict?